Hello everybody, Uncle Mikey here. Welcome to another episode of Uncle Mikey Needs to Eat. I am very hungry, and lately I've been thinking I would like to get a shepherd's pie. I don't know if any of you know what that is, but it's like stew and then potatoes on top of it. So it's very nutritious, and I think probably Irish or English or something like that. That's probably where it came from originally. I don't know. I don't know a lot about food history, other than spaghetti is a completely Italian invention, and the noodles definitely came from the old boot. Anyway, yeah, so I've been wanting to have a shepherd's pie, so today I'm going to prepare a shepherd's pie. A lot of you have been very curious about my eating habits, and I appreciate that. I don't know if any of you can tell, and I'm not looking for compliments here, I'm not fishing for compliments, but I have actually lost some weight. And a lot of people have reached out to me and said, Mike, you look a little anorexic. And no, I'm not anorexic. No, I got a long way to go before that. And eating disorders are not to be joked about. It's very important. I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm just clearly not anorexic. I probably lean in the other direction pretty heavily. Anyway, yeah, I'm fine. I eat food. I eat real food. It's not all out of the microwave or all out of a box. And some of you have even said, Mike or Mikey, you should make some food. And that's not really what this channel is about. It's not really what my intention is with Uncle Mikey Needs to Eat. Uncle Mikey Needs to Eat is more about hurrying and getting some food into Uncle Mikey before he passes out from low blood sugar. Often that involves a microwave and a box, or a box then the microwave. Sometimes you put the box in the microwave, but either way, that's the scenario. I have a little extra time today, so I'm going to actually prepare food. The shepherd's pie is a pretty easy thing to make, especially when you have a can of Dinty Moore stew, the finest of canned stews. See, it's not a box. And it has a lot of protein and no preservatives. I don't know how they claim that it has no preservatives because salt is definitely a preservative, and it has a lot of salt. Sodium, 930 milligrams of sodium per serving. Luckily, this can is only 2.5 servings, so I can eat like that much of the can and still be within my sodium intake for the month. But yeah, this is this. I was perusing the prepared foods aisle at my local grocery store, and I saw this and I thought, oh, I haven't had stew in a while. And then I looked, and on the back is an easy shepherd's pie recipe. I don't know if, oh, you're not even seeing, where did it go? There it is, easy shepherd's pie. One of these cans and a package of refrigerated mashed potatoes. That's what it calls for. I don't go in for that fancy refrigerated mashed potatoes stuff. So what we got instead was a bag of powdered potato flakes, loaded. I decided to go kind of a little crazy and get fancy with this. So we got the loaded baked potatoes, and baked mashed potatoes rather, made with 100% real Idaho potatoes that they then ground up into a paste and then dehydrated until it was completely flakified. Perfectly blended with sour cream, cheeses, doesn't say what kind of cheeses, so it's going to be a mystery, onion and chives with the taste of butter and bacon. The taste. Not real butter or bacon, just some chemical that was designed to taste somewhat like butter and bacon. Very excited. So anyhow, that's what we're going to do. Canned stew, bag of tater flakes. we're gonna cook this. It's going in an oven. It's the first time in a long time I've seen the inside of an oven. No, it's not. I'm just kidding. All right, hang on. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm hoping that it fits in this, because this fits inside the toaster oven. The toaster oven. See, I'm cooking inside of a not real oven. I'm cooking inside of the toaster oven. This is a very fancy toaster oven. This is a Breville, and it gets the internet. I can actually watch YouTube right on here. No, I can't watch YouTube right on here. But it does have like a fancy digital timer and temperature settings. And you can really do a whole lot with this. And you never have to turn on that other big thing over here on this side. I'm not showing you. I'm not turning. Oh, I should probably review the recipe here. In quart baking dish, place stew, spoon mashed potatoes over stew, bake 25 minutes or until hot and bubbly. Serve and enjoy. Serves 4. So I gotta be careful not to eat too much of this, even though it's gonna be so delicious. The nice thing about Dinty Moore stew products is that you don't have to go and find a can opener. I mean, I have a can opener. I'm not insane. I just got one last week. But they got this little tabby thing right here. You just pull on this. Let's hear. I love the sound of opening stuff. Oh, I don't know if you heard that. It went like that. Oh, yeah. Oh, that smell. I had to put the dogs away because I knew this was going to drive them just batty. So, yeah, look at that stew there. Oh, it's all soupy and gloppy. I'm trying not to drip any on the floor. Okay, we're going to put this in the... I have no idea if this is a quart or not. But it looks like it'll fit this and some amount of potatoes. Pouring this into... Look at that, folks. Aren't you excited? It's got potatoes and carrots and meat. And it's just a pile of dog food looking garbage there. Oh. Beef stew. Shepherd's pie, that's what we're making here. I'm just going to kind of slop it around a little bit there till it coats the entire inside of the baking dish with its beefy goodness. Oh yeah, looky there. Oh, very excited. Now we got to do the potatoes. Now there's stovetop directions and there's microwave directions. And basically it consists of make water hot, add pouch. I've read this already, so I'm prepared. We're probably... It really takes just about as long to boil water in the microwave as it does on the stovetop. So I'm just going to bake... I'm cheating here. I'm not going to use the microwave. Well, you know what? Maybe I will. You know what? I'll use the microwave. We'll keep on task, or on theme here. We'll keep on theme here and use the microwave for these. Let's see. I've got all sorts of stuff to make things with. I've even got bowls. Glass or Pyrex. Technically, it's not glass. Pyrex bowls. This is a microwave-safe bowl. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in the microwave. I'm going to fill it with water. I'm going to put it in the microwave. And we'll see how long it takes for it to make it hot. 4 to 6 minutes to heat water to a boil. Yeah, they want it boiling. Caution, bowl and water will be very hot. In case you didn't know, boiling water is hot. 4 cups of water. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, we're going to take this bowl of water, start it in the microwave, 4 to 6 minutes. All right, I got nothing else to do during the 6 minutes, so I'm not going to make you wait. See you in a few. Okay, while that's microwaving the water to a boil, I'm going to go ahead and start the toaster oven preheating to 400. Okay, so the microwave just went off. It's going off again. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Something that I should tell you about, sometimes when you microwave water, it goes past the boiling point, but it doesn't actually start to boil, especially if the glass is really clean. So you should be very careful when doing this. Otherwise, it could just, when you stir it, it could explode. And it's completely still right now. Yeah, see, it's completely still right now, so. The water is very hot. So anyhow, I've moved it so if it were gonna start boiling instantly, it should now, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it out. I'm gonna use oven mitts. Toaster oven telling me that it's all preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So now I take this, tear open the package, and oh, look at that. Oh, to any of you, whew, it smells like it smells kind of like barbecued potato chips, like Pringles almost. That's what it is. It's just dried up potato flakes. Same thing they used to make Pringles out of. Tastes like the dust at the bottom of a Pringles can. All right, we're gonna go ahead and just dump this in and stir it up. Oh, I should get something to stir it with. Spatula. They sell a smaller package of this, but I thought, maybe I'd like to have a little extra. I don't know how much it's going to need for the shepherd's pie, but I thought I might like a little extra if there were any like left over. All right, so now we stir. Stirring gently, distributing water thoroughly, sort of stirring into a paste. That kind of resembles mashed potatoes. Actually smells pretty good. That genuine fake bacon and butter flavor that they got. At least it smells good. Go ahead and taste this. It's actually pretty good. It's not terrible, for potato powder, essentially. All right. So this is what we got. A bowl of mashed potatoes, sort of. And now we just spoon it onto the shepherd's pie. You don't want to go too thick on it because it's just got to be a topping. I don't know what it's supposed to look like. Whenever I get it, I usually get it in a restaurant and it's kind of served in like a crock. And I have those laying around, so I think they're in a box somewhere, but I don't know where they're at now. All right. So, and you know, we've got all this wonderful mashed potatoes left over here. Can have potato pancakes at a later date. All right, and we're just going to go ahead and put it in the oven so that the top can brown up nicely. All right. Go ahead and put that in there, and let it cook for a half an hour. Oh, I should set the timer so I know. Go 30 minutes on that. And again, I'm not going to make you wait through the whole thing. I'm just going to do a little magical editing. And when it's done, we'll take a look and see. I'm excited. I'm starting to get really hungry too. Okay, it's been going for about 25 minutes, and actually it's sort of bubbly and it smells really good. So I think it's good. I'm very hungry, so I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to take it out about 5 minutes early. All right, let's see how it goes. All right, look at that. Yeah, you can't see it from here, I know. All right, yeah, look, it's got a crust on it, a little brown. And it's bubbling. You can see there, maybe. I don't know, maybe you can see it bubbling. But it's bubbling. And yeah, I'm hungry. So I'm just going to go ahead and dish some up here. Okay. I don't really have a nice metal serving spoon. I don't know. I had one before, but I don't know where it went. I'll just spoon it up with the old wooden spoon. Well, that's a heck of a mess. See how that looks? I don't know, does that look delicious or what? Let's see how it tastes. See, get a little spoonful of that there. Actually, that's not the one I want. I want a little spoonful right over here. It's got a piece of meat, and it's got a crunchy piece of potato, and it's got a carrot. Let's see how this goes. Gonna burn my mouth. Oh wow. It's really good. I'm not disappointed at all. I would have liked some corn in this, so I think probably the next time I make it, I'll just add like a half a can of corn. It's really good. Yeah, I'm gonna do this again. Definitely. The beef isn't totally salty. I really expected it to be very salty, kind of like the Spam episode. But it's not. It's really good. Huh. What the heck do you know? I'm surprised. Way better than I expected it would have been. Like 10 minutes of prep time. And 25 minutes in the toaster oven. If it were in a regular size oven, it might have taken a little bit longer, but the toaster oven actually gets up to heat really quickly, and it heats things very thoroughly. So there you go. Wow, I'm surprised. I'm shocked, amazed, and I'm gonna go ahead and eat. So take care. Have a nice day. Uncle Mikey needs to eat.